It's Friday. It's Friday. Oh, you're feeling spicy? Oh, you feeling spicy? Oh no! Spicy lady. Ah! Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello, welcome to another weekend vlog. It is officially Friday of the world's longest motherfucking week. Ooh, y'all, your girl's been going through it mentally. Ooh, but today I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling good, mostly. The pain in my knee isn't too bad. The pain in my leg isn't too bad. I'm feeling I can do a little jig. It doesn't hurt. We're going into the weekend with calm serenity, I think. But hello, friends. It is officially another weekend vlog. And this weekend, what am I going to be doing? Absolutely fucking nothing. I know at some point I am going to be going to a local romance bookstore that is opening up officially, grand opening. They've been open for a little while, like a soft opening, but their grand opening is mid-April, April 18th, I do believe. And so I've been in contact with the store owner on Instagram for a little while since I heard of this romance store becoming a thing. I finally ordered in some books and we are going to hand off a couple books of mine for them to sell at the store on consignment. So I've never done consignment before. Anytime my book has shown up in a bookstore, it is because they've ordered it through Ingram Spark, or somebody has requested it through Ingram Spark and that has been brought into the store. So first time working on consignment with an indie store in my city, which is really cool. I don't know how this is gonna work, but I think it's just cool. Even if I just get my money back that I spent to ship it here, get the books here, that would be great. I told her it's basically $10 a book to get them all here from buying author copies on Amazon. That's what we doing. And I signed one trilogy and then I left one trilogy unsigned because some people don't like signed books, which is weird to me, but valid. I don't know. And then I've got some stickers that I'm sending along as well, and also bookmarks for each of the books, and then a bunch of extra bookmarks as well that they can hand out that day, which acts as my business card. If they run out of books and people are interested, they can look at my QR code and whatever. So yeah, that'll be fun. Probably planning on doing that Sunday. And other than that, I'm just going to be here reading, writing, chilling out, hopefully playing some Pokemon Legend of Arceus because I got that and I have not been able to play it. So I just my brain has been too busy and my life has been too busy and I have too many things on my mind. But this weekend we are going to take these 2 days to reset, recharge, and just find some serenity in life. So the plan is I am because my brain is so busy and so fucking chock full of bullshit. I am it feels like my thoughts are pressing against my forehead, pressing up against the skull, because there's just too many things. Just too many things. I have many different options for what I want to be reading this weekend, and that is because I want to dive into something cozy, lighthearted, heartwarming that I can lose myself in because I feel that is what I want right now. I don't want anything epic. I don't want anything along those lines. So I've grabbed my whole stack of books off my shelves that I had here that were cozy, and now I'm realizing there's more. There are more options anyways. I have so many cozy books that I could be reading. We have these two, which one of them is Kill the Beast by Sarah Swift, a cozy adjacent fantasy. We also have the second book in Sarah Beth Durst's Spell Shop series, The Enchanted Greenhouse. So I could read both of those. I also have these two books from the library. I have Nine Goblins by T. Kingfisher and also Recipes for an Unexpected Afterlife by Destin J. Munden. So these two library books as well. They're itty bitty if I want a bite-sized snack. But the real pile, I will bring it over there. Ooh, can I even do this one-handed? Yes, I can. I got big hands. The cozy stack of cozy stacks. So we have everything from indie books to published books to romantasy to all sorts of shit. So I've sourced audiobooks for all of these. They are all available to me right now. Either I have had audiobooks for them stashed away in my apps, or I found them and I can access them with like credits that I have on Kobo or Libro or through Everand. The only one that doesn't have an audiobook is Deserts and Dragons because that is an indie pub book. We have so many options for a cozy, and I'm so excited for just a cozy weekend to recharge. It's going to be wonderful. I think because Julie has been waiting for me to read this book forever, but I'm going to start with Olivia Atwater's Half Her Soul, or Half a Soul, not her soul, Half a Soul, because it's been on my TBR for so long. Yes, my friends, get ready for a cozy weekend. I don't know how many books I'm going to read, whether it's one, whether it's two, whatever. This is what the plan is. I need a recharge weekend. I need a weekend where my brain just is quiet. And I really would like that. Maybe even when I go tomorrow to that little indie bookstore, I'm going to go, I don't know, maybe thrifting or something. I just need to go and clear my head, walk around. I haven't really left my place in a few days because that's just what happens. I hole up, I work from home, I don't go anywhere, right? So this is where I've been existing in the same 600 square feet. So, and it is also kind of spring today. Birds are out. Freya's having a great time. She's watching all the little chickadees chase after each other. Our snow is melting. It is above zero. It's sunny. It feels like spring today. And that makes me so happy. Oh my God, we've had like 5 false springs. Like it keeps getting nice, and that like it melts for a couple days, and then we get a snowstorm and it goes back below zero, and it's cold again, and it just it's April. Give us spring. Give us April showers. But anyways, so yes, my friends, welcome to the weekend vlog. It's gonna be super cozy this time. Buckle in. Welcome to the vlog. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get this started. Also, what you got, baby? What do you see out there? Hey, what do you see? Are there birds? Hey, what do you think? Look at those eyes. Those are the eyes of a killer. Better. Oh, so good. Hi, Bubbles. Hi. Oh. Oh my God. Hey, friends. Happy Saturday. Technically Sunday because it's 2 in the morning. Hello. I am popping in with a mega reading update because there's also something in my eye. I don't know if it's just dry or something. So if I mess with my eye during this clip, that's why. So you guys know I started with an absolutely absurd amount of books. I've read 3 in 2 days. This is apparently exactly what I needed to do to unlock whatever bullshit I was in for my reading. Because 3 in 2 days is crazy. And oh my God, do I just want to keep reading more? Oh my God, I forgot how much cozy books just are the best. There is something about them that just makes my heart so warm. It's so good. What did I do with here it is. So yesterday I decided to start out with Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. And I read this in 3 hours because it's quite short actually. Like this whole book isn't the actual book. The whole thing is this. This is a short story or a novella that's also in this world. So yeah, I read this really fast, and this was the exact right vibe because, guys, I watched the other Bennett sister the other day, all in one. It's best 5 hours I've ever spent in my life. Truly, it gave me the same feeling that the BBC Pride and Prejudice, the 1995 version, gives me. It was utter perfection, and I cannot wait until I can like buy the episodes because I want that as like physical media. Like, I want, if there's a way that I can get myself copies of those episodes physically, I will be getting them because they are absolutely amazing, and I am in love with Tom, Mr. Hayworth. Just Donald Finn. What a man. The way that he looks at Mary. the yearning. That is what yearning is, that entire fucking show. It was so fantastic. And I've read the other Bennett sister previously. I think I read it in 2021. It was one of the first books that I read after I had moved into my place, and it ended up being one of my favorite books of the year that year. I really want to reread this as well because it just appeals to me so much. But I do not remember much about this book other than a fierce protectiveness of Mary and a fierce, oh my god, Mary is me. You know what I mean? Like, that character has always been a character for me that I'm just like, I see so much of myself in Mary. And even though we didn't get a lot of Mary in Pride and Prejudice, right? But just little snippets that we got, and then reading this, that is so solidified. And then watching the other Bennett sister, the TV show, so good. And I don't watch TV shows a lot. I am a big YouTube person. I'm also a rewatcher, so I will rewatch TV shows that I love or movies that I love if I'm in the mood for a TV show or a movie, but I'm usually just in the mood for YouTube. The fact that I was just like, I can't wait anymore. I am watching these. Yes, I pirated them because I could not wait anymore. I couldn't wait until May for them to get onto BritBox for me to watch. Like, I couldn't wait. I found them online, watched them all. Was an absolutely phenomenal experience. I had so much fun. Anyways, after having watched that, coming to this was perfect. This was perfect because it is that same vibe. Like, it has the same propriety and balls, and it talks about the ton, and it talks about, like, you know, society in London and all this kind of stuff, and it is just utterly amazing, and it's so good. I had so much fun with this. I loved it. It is such a beautiful book, and I think Alex E. Harrow's blurb on the front of this is exactly right. Whimsical but never frivolous, sweet but not sugary. I loved it. It is exactly correct. I loved that this reminded me a lot of C.L. Polk's Witchmark trilogy as well, because it felt like we weren't just there for the romance of it all, we were also there for this problem that is going on. So the main idea of this is that Dora Eddings, when she was a child, was nearly completely stolen away by a Fey lord who her mother had like promised her firstborn to, and her mother has since passed away, but this lord comes to claim her soul that her mother bartered, and in the midst of him taking her soul, her cousin saves her by stabbing him with an iron pair of embroidery scissors, hence the embroidery scissors on here, and stops him halfway through, so she has lost half her soul, and she is different. She is now like, she doesn't experience the full range of feelings. She describes it in a way of like, she feels them only when they are very, very, very long tailed, is her description, when they are very deep and true emotions. And even then, they're not like burning, bright, happy, boisterous feelings. They are true, slow feelings. So she doesn't really know if she's experienced like happiness or like those like flightier experiences, but she definitely does know, like, she knows that she loves her cousin. Her cousin is like a warm lantern to her, and like all sorts of stuff. So it's a fascinating exploration of like losing that part of oneself, and the exploration of like, she's definitely different. And I think it's also a really interesting way of exploring like neurodivergency. There's so much ableism in here from the other characters that are just so fucking rude to Dora that it's like, oh, like, this is a really interesting kind of look at a kind of neurodivergency if you wanted to read it that way. And I think it was phenomenally well done, absolutely beautiful. It's so, it's great, and the people who love her so deeply. And it's not like she's incapable of love, because she does genuinely believe that she's incapable of love, of like romantic love throughout this whole thing, but like, it's just because she's never felt something that deep before. It's just beautiful, and our love interest is a fucking dickhead, and I love him so much. I texted Julie as I was reading this from Julie Reads on Instagram because she got me this book and she's been wanting me to read this for so long. I finally did. I remember texting her being like, he's such a dickhead. Our love interest, Elias, he just becomes more and more whimsical as he falls for our main character. Everything about it. I love a whimsical man. And you give me any book with a romantic starlight based scene and I will fucking swoon and die. This is now the second one. The first one is the very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sango Montana. That starlight scene, it's etched into my memory. I love that scene so much. This one was utterly romantic. It had me glittery and giggling. I fucking loved this. And I loved that we had an actual plot in here too. I didn't explain it before, but as she's getting to know these people, her aunt takes her cousin and her to London in a like a very not thinly veiled attempt to find her cousin a husband, right? She is convinced that this like really rich family of this count and countess who has a bunch of eligible sons is going to like marry one off to Vanessa. And so Dora is tasked with basically keeping the disabled brother, the physically disabled brother who is an amputee from the war company, because he's very charming and whatever, and it's like an in for Vanessa, and through that she befriends Albert, who is just absolutely fucking amazing, and then also Elias, who is the Lord Sorcerer, who has a very bad reputation because he just does not give a fuck about society's rules or propriety or politeness or any of that. He just does whatever the fuck he wants. He is very crude and rude and mean, but he has a heart of gold. And like he does call Dora a dog and like dim-witted when he first meets her because she doesn't react like people are supposed to, right? And she's just kind of like, I don't know what to do in this situation. And then he realizes her predicament, and then he starts deeply caring about her and wants to talk to her all the time. And it's just I love when a dickhead man is brought to his knees. That's really it. So that's the first cozy I read. I absolutely fucking loved it. And then today I was like, ooh, I really want to read Kill the Beast by Sarah Swift. And so I did. I fucking loved this. This one is literally just spoiler, loved all the books that I've read so far. I fucking loved them. This is pitched on the sleeve as The Witcher meets Howl's Moving Castle, which is so interesting because I see The Witcher, absolutely. I do not see Howl's Moving Castle at all. I really don't. I don't get any Studio Ghibli vibes from this. I definitely see The Witcher though. Like, because our main character, Lissa, she is the butcher. She has garnered such a reputation for killing fairy creatures and fairies that she has essentially coined this phrase for herself because she has carved out this revenge oath to kill this beast that killed her brother when they were children. She has done her entire life is hellbent on this revenge path. She has been killing fairy things for coin. She is very uncouth. She is very not ladylike. She does whatever the fuck she wants, and she's the epitome of big lady with sword. Oh, I fucking love Liz so much. I have a type, and that is big lady with sword. And fuck ass tiny man with a heart of gold. Apparently not a tiny man. I'm into very, very tall big men, but like, you know what I mean, like tiny in aura. This was so beautiful. It is a cozy fantasy that is focused on friendship. We need more. We need more cozy fantasies and cozy adjacent fantasies focused on friendship. There are so many that are focused on love, and I love all of them. All three of my cozies are fucking like relationship love based, but there is something so precious about one that is focused on the power of friendship and genuinely creating a beautiful connection between these two people. I love it so much. So our main character Lissa, she gets hired to kill the beast by this really rich, weird dandy of a man named Al, and she ends up kind of accidentally having to bring him into her fold of a really, really tiny found family of these two witches that like help Lissa do all the shit. And her beautiful dog Brandy, who is old as shit, he's just the sweetest. He never leaves her side, and I cry for Brandy. Brandy makes it out okay. You don't have to worry about him. He does get injured at one point, but like he makes it out okay. which is like number one. Whenever there's an animal in a book, I'm like, do they make it out okay? You know what I mean? This was fucking amazing. I loved the quest of it. I love I love it so much. I love it so much. And then after that, today, I was like, I want to read more. I'm in the mood to just read all the things. So I picked up The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. It was between this one and Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. I asked Julie which one I should read. She picked this one. I was like, hell yeah. I love a Sarah Beth Durst, and it's high time I read this one. This has been on my TBR for a while. Her new one is coming out later this year. I've met the character that her other one is going to be about. I'm so fucking excited. I love Marin. I love her so much. I'm so excited. She's not as like frivolous or flighty or like super whimsical as the other two protags have been in Sarah Beth Durst's Cozy so far. Like our first one, Kella, is just the tone and the vibe is very like frivolous, in a good way, you know, like very whimsical, very bouncy, very lighthearted. And then this one we have Terlu, who is so touch starved and desperate for love, and she doesn't shut the fuck up. And she's so filled with light and genuine. She's just bubbly, like, you know, Jess from New Girl, like that times 10 amped up to a million. Like, this was fantastic. So Terlu, if you have not read The Spell Shop, she is mentioned in The Spell Shop because Kaz, the sentient spider plant from The Spell Shop, is her creation and her doing. And in her creation of Kaz, the sentient spider plant, she is arrested and then for her crimes made an example of, so that no one else will do this ever again, because using magic when you are not a licensed sorcerer is illegal in this world. She is turned into a wooden statue and left on display to be an example, you know, for 6 years. One day she wakes up in a snow-covered forest and she's like, excuse me, what the fuck? Finds this beautiful glass building that is a greenhouse and finds the only other living soul on this entire island, Yarrow, the gardener of this greenhouse, and finds out that this greenhouse is dying. Every so often, a greenhouse, because there are over 300 greenhouses attached to this, it's an incredible, beautiful, enchanted greenhouse that are just full of wonders. Like, I could go on forever about the greenhouse in here. It is so fascinating. I love it so much. And she meets a cat that has wings, and she meets a sentient rose that was left behind by the long dead sorcerer that created the enchanted greenhouse. They try to fix what's wrong with this greenhouse before more of the internal greenhouses in this greenhouse die, because it's like as the something happens, like it causes the enchantments within the greenhouse to go haywire. It goes super fucking cold to super fucking hot and kills all the plants inside. So like, to protect the plants, no one's dying because the glass starts like spidering and breaking, and then they all try and like save it and whatever, but save all the plants. But it's harrowing, you know. And the entire time I was just imagining how Mary, my character from A Favorite Fae, would fucking die to be in a greenhouse like this with sentient plants and interesting creatures and interesting people. Like, holy shit, she would lose her mind in here. This would be her dream, like having 300 plus greenhouses with fascinating plant life from all walks of this world. Mary would lose her shit, and I just love the idea of her walking around these greenhouses and Zanvi talking to Turlu, and then Yarrow like guiding Mary through the greenhouses very quietly, just like giving her a small tour, and then Locke just being so disturbed by the sentient plants because he's like, the fuck you mean these ones talk? And then he would be like ordering them around in 3 days. Like, that is my headcanon, that this is in the same world as Mary and Zanvi, and they can go visit because that is the kind of life I would love to imagine. Anyways, this was beautiful, stunning. I don't think I liked it as much as The Spell Shop, but it's fucking wonderful. It's perfectly whimsical, and I am so excited for the third one. And we just got the fourth one announced, and it's about cheese. So I'm in. I love Sarah Beth Durst. This was her 30th book. I love her fantasies. Everyone that I've read, I haven't read a lot of her backlist because, as I just said, she has written 30 books. But I have read five of her regular fantasies. I forgot about the Bone Makers. But like 5 of her regular fantasies and then 2 of her cozies, and I love her work. Across the board, I have not hated a single one of her books. They are stunning and amazing, and she knows how to write a fucking story. If you really love cozies and if you love whimsy, pick these up because they are just the most whimsical, wonderful books I can think of right now. But yes, my friends, I read 3 books this weekend so far. Tomorrow's Sunday, and I would like to go to that bookstore tomorrow to drop off the books and the goodies, and I would like to read more tomorrow. I would also like to write tomorrow because I have not written in a couple days. The brain has just not been in a headspace for that, and that is fine. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in my personal life, so I feel so much better today after having let myself read 3 books back to back to back. All 3 of them have been utter bangers. I don't know if any of them are going to be like 100% 5 stars, but they are all like a 4.5 to a 5 star. Like I fucking loved them so much. This has been such a win this weekend. I needed this. I needed this big turnaround. But yeah, I have so many options of next books to read. I'm just so glad that these 3 books have just been hit after hit after hit. It's healing my soul. That's really what it is. All of these cozy books have just been like, I've been giggling, kicking my feet, smiling, having just the greatest time with each of these wonderful stories, meeting these wonderful characters, and I love it. I love cozy so much, and I kind of forgot that I did, and I forgot how healing it is to pick up a cozy book, because I think cozy gets kind of a bad rap sometimes, especially cozy fantasy, because people have originally were pitching it as like low stakes, all this kind of stuff. And it's not necessarily low stakes. Like there are low stakes fantasy, but the stakes in cozies are less world altering, big epic battle vibes, and more just personal and high stakes probably for the people involved. Like in the Enchanted Greenhouse, that greenhouse is dying. All these beautiful, wonderful plants are going away. There are sentient plants that need to be saved. And then in Kill the Beast, there's a fucking beast that's out there killing people that needs to die, you know? And in Half a Soul, there are... I don't think I ever actually explained what was going on in Half a Soul. Children are falling into a sleepy plague and aren't waking up. They're just wasting away, and they're trying to figure out what that's about. So like stakes, they're there and they're very important. And then there's also the added benefit of like creating relationships and friendships and all of these. And it just, each one of these is such a like, it just reminds me how important like friendships and relationships are, and like human nature, we desperately need that. And we need that community aspect of things. And it's like a quiet rebellion, each one of these, against the world that is today. And I love cozy so much. That's why I wrote cozy, you know? Like reading cozies like this, it makes me want to write more cozies, which is not the plan. Which wasn't the plan. I mean, it is kind of the plan. Like I have cozies banked in my brain that I definitely do want to write. I just right now, I would like to focus on Far Horizons, which is definitely not cozy. I was reading Sarah Beth Durst, a little bit of her acknowledgements back here, and she said something right at the beginning that kind of like hit exactly the tone. She says, I have written 30 books: cozy fantasy, epic fantasy, thrillers, fairy tale retellings, books for adults, for teens, for kids, books with lots of talking animals, 2 so far with talking plants. And the one thread that runs through every single story I've ever written is hope. And I love that so much. And that's exactly the kind of thing that I want to do with my writing, is that I want to create characters and create spaces for readers to find themselves in and find safe places for themselves in. And that is always my goal. It's so cool. It's so cool. I fucking love cozy fantasy. Anyways, I have so many more that I want to read. I think up next is going to be Agnes Aubert, because this was like top of the possibilities today. And then I would also love to pick up S.L. Rowland's The Halfling's Harvest soon as well. Whether or not I can squeeze them both in this weekend, I probably don't know, but we shall see, because I do have an inkling to finally also do my nails. It has been over a month since I've done my nails, and I've always kind of like thought in my head, I'm like, my nails are a sign of my mental health and my mental well-being, because if they are done, I'm a little bit put together, and they have not been done for a month. Granted, I did have to stop for a little while. I had to give them a break because my nails were very damaged, but oh my god, I miss having my nails done, and I have the urge finally after weeks and weeks to do them. So maybe tomorrow when I get home from mom and dad's after dinner, I'll be doing my nails. But I also want to write. I want to create something. And it is 2:30 in the morning. And I cannot do that right now, even though I kind of want to. But like my brain is fizzing for cozy right now, which is not handy when I'm trying to get back into working on Far Horizons, but we'll see what ends up happening tomorrow. Anyways, my friends, longest update of life, but I did just read 3 books and I needed to update this because it has been so long since I have read multiple books in a weekend, let alone 3, possibly gonna make it 4 with one tomorrow. Like, I'm thriving, babies. Right now, I'm thriving. This was the perfect idea. Perfect idea. I've had great weekend. I have not done anything but read. And I watched the Artemis 2 mission splashdown, and it was fucking perfect. It went so well. And it's so gratifying to finally witness a piece of history that is actually good and happy. And like, I feel so much pride for humanity in doing that. And then I just have to remind myself to never look at any of the comments on any of the videos for the Artemis 2 because it's filled with people thinking that it's AI and it's not real. And I don't even want to think about that timeline or that through line of the fall of intellectualism in this world. But like, we did it. And like, we're one step closer to putting people on the far side of the moon. Fucking crazy. I'm gonna leave this update here because I gotta go to bed. I got stuff I want to do tomorrow. I'm feeling healed right now because of these cozy books. Cozy is healing.
What's up, babies?
Packages? How about in the mailbox?
Babies. What do you think? Should I read this next? Yes! Oh my goodness, that was an enthusiastic yes. Wow.
Fuck it.
Baby, do you want the bag? Do you want the bag? Yeah? We'll get the scratches out. There you go. There's the bag for you, babies. There you go. She says, oh, Bella Leslie smells. What's up, babies? Hi, cutie. Hi, cutie. I'm gonna do my nails. Yeah. You have a package. Do you want to open it with me? Miss Ma'am, do you want to open it with me? Hey, you want to open this? Come on. Come on. You love a package. Gotta get that big stretch, of course. You gonna come up? You wanna open the package? What's this? What's this? You wanna open it? Whoa. Okay, come on. Let's have a check. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Woo, baby. Guess what I did? I broke my book bag band so hard and so fast. All for $3. You ready? You ready, babies? Hey, what are these? 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater. Oh my gosh. Long Shadow by Olivia Atwater. And to wrap it all up, The Witch Would Not. What do you think? Oh, you like that one? That one smells good. Oh, that one smells good enough to nibble the corner of. Wow. How nice. Oh yeah, look at that, babies. 3 new books. 3 new. Isn't that nice? Thank you for helping me open your package. Here's the box. Just for you. Just for you. It's perfectly Freya sized. You can sit in it. Look. Wait. See? Perfectly for your sized. Oh! You can't fall over like that. No. Not in this box. Okay. Thank you for helping me open the package. Thank you. Yeah, I broke my book buying ban this weekend with 4 books. These 3 because I read Half a Soul and I fucking loved it so much. I loved the way that Olivia Atwater writes books, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. We're buying 3 books. Also, I went to that bookstore yesterday, that little indie bookstore, and I felt like I had to buy something because I feel like I always have to support indie bookstores. So I picked up a local author, one of her books. So, and also the cover was calming to me, and it sounds really good. It's a cozy book, so come on, guys. So yeah, accidentally, purposefully broke my book buying ban this weekend. That's okay. We're going back on it until I hit 150 books once again. But I just had a moment of weakness, and that's okay because it's been a while. It's been a while. Come here. I've been looking for you for hours, baby. For hours. It's been like half hour. Okay. There. Oh, what? You angry with me? She said, I don't want to be carried. I don't like being carried. She's like, I hate it so much, please. Listen, if you really hated it, you would be squirming like a worm to get out of my hands. So. Anyways, happy Monday, friends. I didn't say that. Popping in to say happy Monday. I'll do a proper update in a bit, but book buying ban has been shattered. What's up, baby? You having a little sit down? Wow. I'm so excited. Sorry if you can hear any like weird high-pitched stuff. I have Freya's live stream on, but I'm so excited. I got these cutie patooties in the mail today. I paid like $3 for them. I'm so excited, which is crazy because they're like a Costco exclusive, like shiny. I don't know what they are, but they're not a holo. They're not shiny, but they're like speckly. And now I have like the OGs. I have the OG starters, and then I have Pikachu. I love them so much, and this art is just so fucking cute. Look at Bulbasaur! I can't. They're so cute.
Hello, friends. It is now much later. I'm here, cozied up on the couch, coming in to officially close out this vlog. We officially read 3 books this weekend. So yesterday, I didn't end up reading a whole lot. I did end up reading a little bit of Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter. And I also ended up DNFing an arc that I was trying to read, which is called Nobody's Baby by Olivia Waite. It's the second book in a cozy sci-fi type situation, and I got a couple chapters in. I was like 24% in, and I couldn't care less. And a lot of the writing was driving me nuts, so I was like, no. I'm done with this series. I'm done with this. DNF. So I don't know how many DNFs that makes it. 5 this year so far? Kind of crazy. I should do like a Q1 wrap up or something at some point, even though we're halfway through April. That could be fun. Anyway, so yes, I started this yesterday as well, and we are on chapter 10, page 90. And I gotta say, this like definitely took the wind out of my sails with the cozy books, because this just is not doing it for me that much. I love the cats. I love the idea of it, but for some reason it's just kind of grating on me a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it took so long in the first couple chapters to like get the story going. Like it becomes very clear right away that our main character Agnes is like looking for a place to put her shelter. Like she needs to move her shelter into, but like no one will take it because it's cats. And at this time in Montreal, like this is also set in Montreal, Canada, fun fact. At this time in Montreal, like no one wants cats. They think they're kind of like vermin or whatever. Her like charity is to take cats off the streets and rehome them. Their goal is to have no homeless cats kind of vibe. At this time, her shop front was caught up in a magician incident. So in this world, there are magicians. Like the front of her street and like 10 other shops were fucking obliterated. Like a bomb went off because of these magicians. And so she needs to find somewhere new to go. No one will take her. She's been to like 7 or 8 different places. And like in the first 2 or 3 or 4 chapters in this, she's just looking for more places to go. And then finally, for some reason, she stumbles upon this place down a street that she never thinks she's going to ever be able to afford. And they're charging half the rent of some of the other places. And they are immediately like, yeah, take the place. And she's like, what the fuck? I have a really bad feeling about this, but I have to because I have nowhere else to go. She's also a widow. And so there's interesting things like that. And then it takes so long for things to like actually kind of kick into gear of like what's going on with this story. And I think that's why it's kind of bothering me a little bit. It's, I don't know what it is. Like the vibes are not vibing with this one. It took until like chapter 8 for things to click into gear of like what's going on in this one, because it turns out her landlord is this like super infamous magician who has like people coming for him. He lives underneath her fucking shelter now, like in this trapdoor situation. Like something happens in chapter 8 where like her whole shelter is like put at risk, her cats are put at risk, and he's like, I'm allergic to fucking cats. It's this weird moment. I don't know, but I will keep reading it because it is Heather Fawcett, and I do trust that she will have something going on. Maybe the vibe is just not quite what I wanted right now with the cozies that I was going for, but I'm not hating it. It's just not quite hitting the way that I wanted it to. I don't know what I was expecting from it, but anyway, so that I read a little bit of that yesterday, and then I DNF'd the Nobody's Baby, went to Mom and Dad's, also did my nails. I feel so much more like myself now. We're back a little bit with really nice, shiny, put together nails. My hands look nice. I feel good. Didn't do any writing or anything like that, but that's okay. I'm giving myself grace with the fact that I have not worked on anything really in April. I have one day banked in my write everyday challenge, so that shit's gone out the window. Unfortunately. Maybe I'll do some kind of a different spin on the vlog for the last half of April, but I don't know, we'll see. I did end up reading 3 amazing cozies, new favorite cozies. Love, love, love. I mean, I haven't read like a bad cozy generally. Like there are some cozies that just don't hit in the way that I want them to, which is totally fine. But I've enjoyed every cozy that I've read. And I think that's just the genre being fucking amazing. So highly recommend all of these. I have not yet run them through my rating system, which is Cawpile. That's okay. I highly recommend them no matter what. As you saw in this entire video, I was ramping and raving about them. Fantastic. Also yesterday, I did catch up a little bit on my book blanket. I do have fell onto the floor over here. I do have a number of squares to still catch up on, but I crocheted up until, and I make sure I did another entire row. So what I'm doing with my crochet blanket is I'm doing rows of 9, and we're just going to fill it all the way out, and we're going to see what happens. If I have to do just blank squares at the end to fill it out, that's totally fine by me. I have all of these done, and I've counted down. There's a little tick here under the Everlasting, and there's another tick here under Womb City. So I've crocheted down to Womb City, and then I was like, okay, fantastic. I have a whole row already stitched together. So I'm going to just stitch all of these to that row. So now we have another row down. Yay. Right now I kind of hate it. I'm not a big fan of how it's looking right now, but I do know that like the bigger it gets, the more colors that are like interspersed. And the more I do with the squares, it's going to come together much better and I'm going to like it. But yeah, I think it's because I'm reading too much fantasy. All of it is the same greeny blue, and it's because it's all fucking fantasy books, right? So like the only interesting ones are the ones that are not in that main genre. So it will be the majority fantasy, of course. And lit fic and fantasy look like identical sometimes, but in the right light, they are different. And then sci-fi is this really, really cool blue. Like this is my sci-fi. I love this. But yeah, so this color green is fantasy. This blue is sci-fi. This like slightly more greeny green is lit fic. And then we have the only other color on here so far, a classic. This is Wuthering Heights. This might be the only classic on here by the end of the year, who's to say? Because yeah, we only have Peacock with that one. But if I do read like a thriller, mystery, or a horror, I can do Petroleum Green, which is a very similar color to Peacock. So at least that'll like, you know, the intensity of those will be interesting. And the more sci-fi that I read, the more blues will be included on there. And because I want to read more sci-fi, I am definitely going to jump on that train. Anyways, so I'm caught up to Womb City. I now have Aicha, the Princess Knight, the Unending, Half a Soul, Kill the Beast, and the Enchanted Greenhouse to crochet. And I've yet to figure out what colors the ratings for those last 3 are going to be. They're probably all going to be the same, which is kind of crazy. So those 3 squares are going to be identical. Nuts. just a little nuts. Like maybe one will be like a 4-star and the other two will be like 4.5-star, but like they're gonna be identical. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I've really enjoyed having this project kind of in the back of my mind. And now that I'm a little bit caught up, at least for this row, that'd be nice. I think I'm gonna wait until I have another 9 to crochet, and then I'll just catch up that way. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's hard. There's a lot of crocheting all in one night. But these squares don't take me a super long time, so I don't mind if I'm like watching a TV show or like listening to an audiobook or something. But yeah, I definitely have a favorite color, and it is my 5-star color and my 4.5-star color, because they're just stunning. Like the 5-star color is this richer, almost like burgundy, and then the 4.5 is this mauve. And those are my favorites, my favorite colors out of this bunch, which makes sense because they're my 2 top ratings, you know, so my favorite colors. So I want to read all of those kinds of books so I can fill it with all these colors. Anyways, what do you guys think? I'm 2 rows down. I think once like the whole blanket is done top to bottom, I'm going to redo this tiny seam that I've got here, and I'm going to just like take it out, and then I'm going to seam it from top to bottom the other way, just so that I have like cohesive straight lines in this, because I'm doing the full row of 9 all at once so that it is all cohesive with one strip of white. So I think that's the plan. Anyways, once I get to the end of it, I will just all the way through with my lovely white, and then of course it's going to look even better once the borders and stuff are on it. But I'm really happy that I'm putting it all together as I go, because that is the most tedious part, because it takes me hours to do, because I'm not just like slip stitching the whole way through. I am like top crocheting with like specifically picking up specific like loops on the way so that it like sits really nicely, and like the actual crocheting of it like sits nice and flat as I go through, so that it like sits nice and flat. So it sits nice and flat. Anyways, that is what I did yesterday. As I watched that new documentary, the Trust Me, the False Prophet documentary, wacky, truly. But now I'm on a documentary kick. So if you guys have any documentary recommendations for Crave or Disney Plus, tell me, because those are the ones I have access to. Or I can just, pirate things, because I'm not opposed to doing that. As is proof, because I watched the other Bennett sister before it's even out in Canada. So anyways, my friends, it's been a great weekend. Very cozy, rejuvenating. I feel great. Yes, I broke my book buying bed, but that's okay. Whatever, because I read 3 books this weekend. Those 3 Olivia Atwaters kind of just balances. And then the one cozy that I picked up from the store yesterday just brings us back up 1, which is totally fine, because we're sitting at 165 right now on the physical TBR, maybe 166 now with this one. I'm not entirely sure, but cruising. And I have plans to kind of attack a couple more of these cozies this week if I have the gumption to. I do wish I could like get back into a writing mood now that I'm kind of a little bit more settled and my brain isn't as crazy. I think I'm going to try to get back into writing and, end April on a bang. It's really the goal. I say end April on a bang. We're still like the 13th that I'm filming this, but almost halfway through. How are we halfway through April? I don't know. Anyways, my friends, let me know down below if you'd like to see a Q1 wrap up from me, including some insight onto the book journal. I really do want to do that, so maybe I should do that. I need to get a bunch of stuff printed out for the first 3 months of this, because I have like book thumbnails that I need to catch up on, So maybe I should do that tonight and then film something if it comes in really quick in Staples. Who's to say? Anyways, I'll catch you guys in another video very, very soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Stay kind and keep on reading.